Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Hello gang, welcome to the channel. This is the last video of 2024 and I have the honor and the pleasure to have as a guest the one and only Cynic Alex. Welcome Alex. Haven't seen you for 1 year, I guess.
General Nikos, Private Cynic Alex reporting for duty. It's always a pleasure, sir.
Welcome to my channel again, and I'm really happy having this conversation after 1 year. My life for sure has changed 100%, having Clelia all around the place, and yeah, my time is even more limited than it used to be. But I really wanted to have a conversation about the year has passed for Marvel Future Fight and all the updates we took. I want to know, how you feel about the game. What do you think about the future of the game? So yeah, how are you, Alex?
I'm great, man. I'm happy to be here, better than ever. It's been a good year, but it also feels familiar. Like, I know you said this was a year ago that we did this, but it feels like it was last month. So it's really nice to talk to you again, bro.
So overall, the thing I had in my mind, I wanted with you to go month by month on the updates and see how the updates, what impact the updates had when they came and what impact the updates have right now. And your general, opinion for each one. I count them, and they are actually 10 updates with the update that we just taking in a couple of days probably.
Yes.
I'm not sure when the video is going to drop, but the moment we're recording it, the patch note is not up yet.
We still don't know what the update's going to be yet.
Yeah,
exactly.
We don't really know what is going to happen. We just saw the live stream of Netmarble, so we can't have a proper opinion on the update.
Just a reaction, yeah.
To be honest, before the dev note and before the announcement that they're gonna do a live stream, I was like, what's going on, dude?
Yeah, it was a bit weird them delaying it so much and having it so close to Christmas. I don't like it personally. I don't like it.
Bro, believe it or not, I saw multiple people selling their accounts in this last month. In this last month, a lot of people got so much annoyed by this fact. There were no developer note. They were not voting for the characters. They didn't said anything. It was like radio silence for like 1 month. In the middle of Black Friday, they dropped what they dropped, and then they dropped the appreciation event that it was bullshit. And everyone was like, what is going on? The game is closing or something. As it seems, they surprised us positive, and here we are.
I think those people are now trying to get their accounts back.
They're like, think about that.
Scrambling to get their accounts back. They're like, oh no, new PvP game mode, new stuff. I mean, it's the cycle of the game. I feel like, the game has 2 or 3 really slow times of the year. In like August, September, it's really slow. In December, January, it's really slow. And then sometimes right before the anniversary, it feels really slow. It's like when a big event is coming, everything else before then just, oh my God, it's dragging out so much. Every day is like, oh, I got to log in again. I got to do robots again. Yeah, I totally feel that. But I'm pretty excited. I'm generally positive about the game and the future, and I can't wait to see what 2025 has to in store for us.
First of all, I'm looking forward to play with Storm having a Mjolnir from What If Season 3.
Storm gets Mjolnir?
Yeah, she is a god of she's god of thunder or something. Right. I can't remember. And she said she holds Mjolnir and goes through enemies and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, free to play Storm finally, and she's gonna be with a Mjolnir.
That's funny because we were like, a lot of people were speculating because they did it to Enchantress, they did it to Gwenpool, basically cycling characters that were in paywall uniforms out of paywall uniforms because they're too popular.
Doctor Strange with his zombie uniform, bro. It's a dream. It's a dream. I couldn't imagine this thing happen in MFF, bro. And the fact that he's so strong.
I gotta say, I understand why some people don't like this year for Marvel Future Fight. It's fine. You're entitled to your opinion for sure, but you got to look at it from the point of view of someone like me or someone like me. My two favorite characters, Doctor Strange, Wolverine. This year, two of the best characters in the game. Huge upgrades, massive upgrades. No seasonal bullshit, no whatever. Doctor Strange, Wolverine. I'm fucking eating so good. So good. So, I think some of it also comes down to preference. Like, I think for some people, the updates are not fun, sure. The content is not good for them, sure. But I think some of that is helped or hurt if their best characters or favorite characters get upgrades or don't get upgrades, right?
Yeah,
like
that has to
all
do
the
a
Iron Man
lot.
fans are like, boo, this year sucks. And then this year they're like, oh, Iron Man, new uniform, wow, tier 4 Hulkbuster. They're like dick riding the shit out of the update.
So let's start from somewhere and let's go from January. Yeah, it was the Goblin Queen update.
Yeah, in hindsight, one of the worst updates of the year, if not the worst update of the year. Yeah.
For real? You feel like this?
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah, that's a good poker face. That was a good poker face.
If you think about that, Goblin Queen was not even tier 4 in the beginning. They did tier 4 after 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
The more you remind me of the update, the worse it gets. Remember, this is the only update in the history of Marvel Future Fight where I know that it's only been like 2.5 year history, but in the history of Marvel Future Fight since tier 4s came out, this is the only update to have a tier 4 with no upgrade. Cyclops.
Oh, yes, it was Cyclops.
This alone should make it the worst update of the year.
Yeah, true.
I think. But then we have the deluxe pack being more expensive, Madeline delayed tier 4, Madeline just getting eclipsed, completely destroyed in PvP after just a couple of months. Mystique is kind of not very fun to play and kind of annoying tier 4.
True. Everything
Honestly,
was really bad. I think this update was an update for developers to establish the fact that they want us to make tier 4 supports like Mystique or lead supports like Cyclops so we can get help into World Boss Legend Plus. But it wasn't a good idea.
Execution.
Good
idea,
execution.
But bad execution.
Yeah, totally. Rachel Summers was red flag for most of the people because they had skipped this for a really long time, from Danger Room. And now
it's so clunky because she was in Danger Room and then they lead Danger Room and then she's just in the shop. Like, it's so clunky.
For this update, there were something else that I'm missing? Noah?
Oh my god, Exit is tier 2 only.
Oh my god, this is bullshit.
Bro, the more I look at the patch notes, it just gets worse and worse, bro.
Oh my god,
worse and worse.
Exodus
is so bad.
Exodus, and by the way, Exodus is supposed to be really strong in comics, Supposed to be
and he looks really cool. Yeah, and they screwed him, bro.
He's strong for Shadowland. I play with him and he kills
he kills like Shadowland. Oh, okay.
So the next update,
Annihilators.
2
new characters for the first time in years. We got 2 new characters in one update.
It was
Icon and Wendell Vaughn.
And Gladiator, still one of the best characters to go for ABX and ABL.
Yeah, he's all right.
For real? You don't like him?
I don't like I like him, but I'm just kind of done. Like, I'm kind of bored of playing with him. He's not very good for World Boss. He's not very good for GBR. He's really just an ABX, ABL cook.
Yeah,
so
but
I just kind of...
For my account and my gameplay, somehow he is the easiest 18 million I ever took on ABX.
I think I kind of picture him more as a PvP character with the auto healing and stuff.
And the name, it's the name also. He's a gladiator.
He's a fighter, right?
Yeah,
he's a fighter. Yeah. So I feel like, but yeah, he's all right. The rest of the update was really good for new players because they introduced that new login for new players where they get tier 3 Iron Man, tier 3 Loki, Transcended Moon Knight, Transcended Spider-Gwen, and then they get a 6-star selector, and then they get 2 of the Doctor Strange cards to get a little bit of Pierce.
New players have huge gap to cover.
They need more rewards, to be honest. They should get all 5 of the Doctor Strange cards, but I know that's like kind of Netmarble was too greedy for that. This update was also the update that introduced the tier 4 discount missions. This is also the update that boosted the tier 4 material drop rate. So the 15%, 20%.
Yes, on World Boss Legend.
And GBR.
Oh yeah. The extra amount that it's weird how they're writing it, and you think that you're gonna get more, but you get 165 at the end. Yeah, I remember now.
They did a lot of things right in this update. They boosted rewards, they boosted new player stuff, and they boosted a tier 2 to tier 4. The next update is Black Swan Thanos and Angel Satana. I don't think they buffed Black Swan. She's like okay, she's not bad. But I think pretty much the only good thing about this update was Satana as a support, although it's a seasonal.
And I think it was the first try of developers actually introduce a second uniform for a tier 4 and give him a new reason in the existence, We
right, because Farmer is more PvE.
This update brought to us their master plan for Cyclops, because before that we had Cyclops without uniform and no reason to tier 4 him. But the moment we saw Black Swan, we are like,
are you for real?
That's
Black Swan World Boss Legend? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I do want to give them credit. Black Swan World Boss Legend is interesting. Like, it's a different mechanic where you have to break the shield and like burst down the damage. And a lot of high-level players, if you see Pedro and stuff, they break the shield with one character and then switch, and then boom, pop the tier 3 with the other character. I like it for that reason, but I don't know. It gets kind of tedious, bro, when you just want to blast quick.
People on my Discord was helping me on this. 88 Mele, I'm not sure if you know him.
Oh yeah, I know Mele.
He was suggesting me to put Magneto on my team to clear 49 or 39 of Black Swan. Swap into Magneto, break the shield, and swap into Doctor Strange. And that helped a lot,
Like, I'm not a fan of the fact that the players have to discover this fully and the devs, like, never say anything. I would prefer it, not for them to hold our hand, but at least to come out and say, like, explicitly, like, hey, guys, the way that we design Black Swan, we're not expecting you. We don't want you to just burst down the boss with one character for the full 5 minutes. We built the boss intentionally for you to do like swap play between two characters, and maybe for one of them you prioritize a lot of hits to break the shield like Magneto, and then the other one you prioritize the big damage, the big burst damage, right? I think they need to be a little bit more clear with their design intention so that the players know, because like 88 Mele, MPKB, and Pedro and stuff, we don't know how much these guys test. They're there for hours, days, weeks, and there's no thanks. There's no thanks, right? The other thing I wanted to say was I do really like the Black Swan idea, but I think it would be more fun if, like in ABX ABL, you had the boss where every 10 stages or every 5 stages, there was like an additional mechanic where it's like, okay, the boss is entering like this new phase, you have to poison the boss, or you have to freeze the boss or something, deal some specific kind of damage, burn, whatever it doesn't have to be the same as ABX ABL, but you have to do something in order to like weaken the boss to then do more damage.
When I saw Black Swan, I was like, yes, let's play it. And I went through the first 9 stages, and then I realized that they actually have the same restrictions like the normal World Boss Legend. And I was like, it's World Boss Legend Plus. They should add something like Instinct as a restriction, because they want to push us build various tier 4s. Why putting again male blast or something? Yep.
They also changed the unlock conditions, so this is good for newer players. They made it easier to unlock Null, Mephisto, Ultron, and Gore. The crafting chest for story mode fragments.
That's something that I want to talk about. After this, I feel like I'm getting less rewards, for sure, on CTP.
Oh, for sure, 100%. It's rigged. It's rigged, 100%. I have not gotten a single CTP. I haven't gotten a single... So I stopped playing story mode, the Dimensional Clash, because it's too much energy. It's 160 energy. F that, bro. I'm not playing that anymore. The shitty part with this one was we had this was the first time we had 2 mid-months back-to-back, where we had Thane and Ebony, and then we had Echo. And all of that was just stalling until the anniversary update. The next update was right after the anniversary started. It was Sentry. So this was like the first meta changing update of the year, I feel. So I think in a lot of players' minds, well, Gladiator was a meta shift, but I think this one was bigger because Hulk coming in, Sentry obviously coming in, and then even Thor was quite nice. And then we also had the Avengers team up, which made a lot of the Avengers a lot more powerful.
Yeah,
like
took extra value from
super
the
powerful
peers.
Now.
Yeah,
pretty much the best tier 4 in the game.
They're really strong. They're really strong. And Hulk took the treatment of Thanos. Also, he took the value for
PvP
PvE.
to PvE. Yes, the reverse. Yes,
and we finally stopped using Dr. Octopus. Most of us.
We are free, Malaka.
I want developers to make unique tier 4 skills like Dr. Octopus. The idea behind this tier 4, it's crazy. It's really nice.
Smart. To be fair, if Dr. Octopus had been like 6 months, 7 months, it's different. But it was over a year.
True.
So that's when it gets a little bit exhausting. And he's still like, some people still prefer him to Hulk.
It was the first time a character was so dominant against, compared to everyone else. Sentry was destroying everyone. Before that, people would have Adam, Wolverine, Jean Grey, PvE Jean Grey, PvP Jean Grey. It was way easier to go there with Carnage. I went to Challenger with my Carnage before Sentry, but after Sentry and this Super Guard community and this Super Guard skills, everything is changed.
This was the first time that they adjusted the additional pierce damage for all the PvP game modes. And I can say I'm pretty confident that I can't feel it at all. So apparently this update, it changed the pierce, like the pierce applying on both sides, attacking and defending, from 100% to 50%. So they cut the effectiveness of pierce in half for timeline and conquest, and then they cut it down by a third from 100 to 70% in Otherworld Battle. So technically, players with worse cards and less pierce should have noticed like a big uptick in their performance because they didn't have pierce before.
They have to make restrictions, legit restrictions, like they did on Otherworld Battle. On Otherworld Battle, you can see everyone using different team every single week, and this is fun. I would like to have something like this.
And this was the update where they increased the Otherworld Battle debuff list. Before this update was only 3 characters, and it was a maximum of 6 characters, and they almost tripled it to 8 heroes banned in the first round, and then 16 always debuffed after that. So that was a really good change. And they also added the cooldown penalty to the AI.
Yeah, so they can't
beginning of the fight
can't start burst you like you can't.
Yeah, so they did make good changes, and this is why I don't understand players that are so salty about PvP and say like, clearly it triggers me, it gets me angry because it's the second time I bring it up talking to you, but people saying like, oh, why are you excited about them announcing a new PvP game mode for 2025? They're just trying to milk the whales. Okay, obviously they're trying to milk the whales. That's the whole point of every mobile game. Like, let's be honest.
No. It's not a mobile game. It's not games. It's everything. Everyone in the world that trying to sell something. They want you to buy this. What you thought? You're buying a product, dude. What do you think?
Exactly. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, in 2024, they're still making changes to Timeline Battle and Conquest. These game modes are like 10 years old, 8 years old, and they're still tweaking them. That's a good sign, right? They could have just made these changes to Otherworld Battle and say F to the other game modes. I think other PvP game modes, maybe like Timeline Battle, instead of having restrictions, they should have something else, like certain buffs. So I think what they should do, for example, is, the abilities, the ability tags, they should take all of the like popular, like basically take 20 of the ability tags, and then every week they do like a plus minus. Not a plus minus, like a greater than, less than. So this week, Symbiote does more damage to leadership. And and leadership does more damage to agent.
Okay.
And agent does more damage to whatever.
Like the one they have already for combat versus speed, but for tags.
But for tags, exactly. And then every week it changes.
The fact that you're choosing the enemy, spending gold, and know what you're going to fight already, and you can go and find him, what CDPs he has.
Random unknown enemies. Pretty good update, I would say, and much better than the next update, which is Fantastic Four in June. Yeah, this was really bad. Not only were the characters underwhelming, Invisible Woman is basically the only one that was quite nice out of the gate, but they also split up the Fantastic Four, so we had to wait 2 weeks to get Johnny and Thing, and they were kind of lame. Thing was terrible. Johnny's like kind of useless tier 4 because no ABX, ABL stuff, nothing.
True.
And then also the emblems thing where they introduced the pack only for money, and then they have to like wait more than a month, almost 2 months to add the crystal purchase to it. So I think this was like probably the second worst update of the year.
It was really bad. For real,
the balancing was really bad. The very weak characters, and then the execution. Like, I think Multiverse Saga is a good idea. I think emblems are cool, a good idea. But just like Goblin Queen and Mystique and shit, it's the execution of it is so bad.
True. The worst part in my mind for this update, besides the fact that Doctor Doom is really bad, Reed is really bad, and they are not meta changing or something. They introduce Hulk smashing PvE, they introduce Sentry destroying everything, and then they drop Reed doing nothing than
useless.
A bit World Boss Legend, and then Doctor Doom being really bad as the main villain, and also he had the God Ember Doom uniform, which in comics he's destroying everyone.
Such a waste.
But the worst part, besides that, was the fact that you had to pay for Multiverse Saga, and the moment you took the Franklin Richards, you don't already have the revive, the immortality.
You need.
You also need the artifact.
So greedy.
And you also need a good quality artifact, because even if you wanted, let's say you wanted to play Otherworld Battle, you wanted to have Fantastic Four as a team, you love Fantastic Four, you need the 6-star artifact to consider.
4 stars useless. Yeah, 2 seconds.
Yes, it was a really, really bad update, for real. It was one of the worst. I can't remember something more. They went crazy with this Multiverse Saga thing. I mean, I'm not sure why.
Because they knew the next update was going to be amazing. Because what's coming next is Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, it was Deadpool Wolverine?
Yeah, so July. So we had really good in May. June was really bad. And then, boom, July is so good. So we had Sentry on one side, and then we have Wolverine on the other side. And kind of the valley is Mr. Fantastic kind of torture. So you get Wolverine, amazing. Deadpool, actually good. They did the nice pool thing where one of them is PvE, one of them is PvP. We finally see another Synergy uniform after like 2 years of no Synergy uniforms. That was kind of cool. We got a new character, Cassandra. She's okay, bald thing, whatever. They made buffs to Doctor Doom, but it wasn't enough. But they did sort of try. This is when they did the big change to Conquest. So you would like this update probably the most. I think this is why this update is your number one. It's not my number one, but it's still, I think it's like a top 5 update. Maybe top 3.
It was game changer. People are actually enjoying Alliance Conquest these days because before it was like wait to attack, do that, attack immediately, and all this. But now there are the shields that you can't attack, so you need to be there and wait. The moment the shield goes down, you know what you need to do. Before you had to ask others for strategies and wait and see the timers. Way better. Yeah.
So this kind of was a bad, not a bad update. Like it kind of, you get distracted by the characters. You think it's a really good update, but also like the content was good. And they also buffed the rewards for Conquest.
Yes, the rewards for Conquest right now, it's like, I mean, okay, you get one chest, but the chest does not include a lot of bullshit. You can get life seeds as a bad reward, but if you get Carbo or Soul Faltine, or you get the emblems thing, to be honest, I was kind of sad from the fact that Nice Pool was not that nice. It was the worst part in the update in my mind. Deadpool PvE was such a joke. Deadpool PvP was really nice and still is. But yes, I was expecting in the number one speed PvP unit to be really strong and not being mid to bad after some months.
Yeah, the other thing, I kind of see what you're saying. The other thing that this update introduced was the 24-hour CTP unequip item to buy. So for the people that spend money, this is like insane value. Value.
And
so yeah, I do think that's like a
not for everyone. Not for everyone. I mean, yes, for whales it was cool.
Oh my god!
But for content creators,
oh my god, so good. Yeah, amazing.
We took the summer uniforms of Psylocke and Gwenpool in between.
And Yondu.
So if you think of these two, it was like an update with all good characters, all good tier 4s and all...
Yeah, and Yondu's a really good support. Yeah, pretty much.
It was really nice for that too, yeah.
2 for PvP, 2 for PvE.
Yeah, it was fair.
True. Yeah, probably one of the more impactful updates of the year in terms of like meta stuff because of Wolverine, Gwenpool, and Psylocke. Absolutely. It just sucks that Psylocke is seasonal. Then we had the Iron Man update, also kind of a letdown in my opinion. I think this is the second worst update of the year. Iron Man I think was pretty good, but just not creative enough. Like it just didn't change enough. Obviously, Hulkbuster, huge disappointment. War Machine, like thinking that War Machine and Hulkbuster are both tier 4 is so depressing because they're so useless. I guess War Machine has some buffs if you're gonna specifically use Iron Man for World Boss Legend.
Who's gonna do that? Then, yeah, I know.
But then, now that we know Doctor Strange was coming, it makes Iron Man meaningless. So, and Doctor Strange has Wong as a support, Weapon Hex as a support. So yeah, kind of brutal in my opinion. And then the rest of the update was pretty bad. We did get World Boss Legend Proxima Corvus, which was pretty fun. The CTP of Liberation, which took some time to find its value.
And still has almost no value. Still.
No, don't say that. Bro, I spent so much money getting a Brilliant Liberation, bro.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Bro.
It's painful. It's painful.
Look. I have equipped. I took myself 2 Mighty Liberations. I equipped the Mighty Liberation on supports for ABX and ABL. And I haven't noticed a difference on the damage, but I feel like it's less than 100k. It's less than 200k.
It's like $500,000. It's like $500,000. No,
I can't see that. I'm not sure. You know, it's hard to say. Also, because in this 1 year, I have improved my score from 220 million per week to 260. I have increased my gameplay. I'm working
booming.
I'm trying as more as I can. So I'm not sure if it was just my gameplay that's getting improved and I can't notice the difference, but it wasn't that much of a difference, and still hasn't that much of a difference in my mind.
Okay, so yeah, honestly though, unfortunately, that's it. That was the update. I scrolled through the patch notes. There's like almost nothing else. This is a juicy one. We get the What If Zombies update in October. This is where we start ramping into the juice. Completely reworked Captain America.
Oh yeah.
Amazing tier 4.
We took first Captain America,
Doctor Strange,
and then Doctor Strange. It was all together.
And Wong.
Yeah, and then it was they delayed until Halloween, and it was all together with Hex and Abomination, right?
Yeah, they came later. Yeah, but then this update with Doctor Strange and Captain America also gave us M'Baku Awakening.
True.
So
helpful.
Huge.
So helpful.
And the new game mode, the Zombie Survival game mode.
That was really good for the game, for real. Having this new strategies with specific meta for 4 skill restriction or 5
certain skills banned.
Yeah,
I love it.
The update was amazing. The worst part of the update was the fact that I was expecting zombie game mode to be different.
Multiplayer, yeah.
I was expecting multiplayer, and I was expecting waves to make sense and increase the stage during the fight.
They still might do multiplayer. Did you see the dev note?
Yeah.
That's why I think the dev note is really cool, man. Genuinely, like the fact that they're still looking at zombie survival, like you're saying,
gives you hope.
Yeah, that they can make it multiplayer. You and me, bro, going for top score. Like, that would be so fun, man.
True,
we could do like a weekly thing, you know? We could do like a meta
live stream or something.
testing. Right, yeah, like, does this work? Does that work, right? Malaka and whatever. But yeah, the rest of the update was pretty good. They added crafting for Team Up Collection tokens, so you can convert them.
Yeah, this was really nice.
The runes, the different runes of color, so you can convert them as well.
Yeah, true. For the
they
swords.
added the pity for CTP chests as well.
Really nice.
For the random CTP chest.
For the people that want to spend, it was perfect.
And they added the Ghost Rider card to the P card chests.
I took it finally.
And they added the CTP of Conquest to the CTP chest. So this was a really, really, really good update.
Really nice for free-to-play to get Conquest finally.
Yeah.
So that was the Zombie update. And then after Zombie update, we went straight up to Black Friday, or there was something in between?
Then the November update, the symbiote update.
Oh, yeah.
So that was right before Black Friday. That was the 19th of November, the week before Black Friday. We got Sleeper new character. We got Spider-Man symbiote, upgrade for Venom, upgrade for Agent Venom. Not too great. So, yeah. And then, obviously, all of that just like teasing null, right? And then we didn't know but Carnage.
Yeah, true. Carnage, Null, and all the actually Venom. I built tier 4 Venom, and I played with Carnage a lot. Manual PvP. Carnage actually brought me back to timeline to play manual. And later, Null, yes, just to try the characters for videos. Yeah. But I still play because I really enjoy him doing the 5th skill and kill everyone. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite updates, I could say, because I'm a big fan of Carnage, a big fan of Venom, big fan of Null, you know, and Miles Morales getting that boost, and also the value that a Zombie Survival took was crazy. People start playing Zombie Survival like crazy.
And the tier 4 materials, the Eternal Flame, the Odin's Blessing chest is more valuable now because you can awaken the Odin's Blessing in the chest. Yeah. True. So this was really, really nice. And that was basically it. It was kind of a small update. There wasn't a lot of content, but it was all very high quality stuff. And then that leads us, of course, into Sharon, Gambit, and then the Wastelanders, which looks like it could be a decent update. But again, it's going to be kind of light on content besides Dispatch Sector 14. That should be interesting. That's a tier 4 only dispatch sector. So you're going to be able to farm Carbonadium every day. So it's an extra like 10 to 30 Carbonadium a day probably, but it's also extra energy every day and extra gold every day.
I hope you can dispatch other characters than only tier 4s, but you have to use only tier 4s during the fight. I'm not sure.
I think that's what he means. I don't think he means. Yeah, I think the dispatch will just have the regular restrictions, but when you enter the stages, you have to use tier 4s in the stages.
This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool because I use only tier 4s on dispatch either way. So
it's funny. You're gonna have to tier 4 certain characters for the stupid dispatch challenges if you can only use tier 4s, because it's gonna ask you like use a speed mutant villain.
Yes.
And you're like, well, there's only Mystique. That's the only tier 4.
Oh,
I don't want to
perhaps they say they're gonna put it down there, tier 4 Cyclops, and I'm gonna get some value from my Cyclops.
And I'm gonna have to log in every 6 hours instead of every 12 hours to collect the rewards.
Yeah, this is lame.
I don't like that. Yeah.
But whatever we get after getting Carnage, Venom, and Null, which was really impactful, I can't see Sharon signs. The fact that she doesn't have value on most of the game modes, and her value is only for World Boss Legend. If there's nothing crazy happens through the dev notes that they mention about changes, the ABX and ABL, I can't see anyone being that happy with Sharon and play with Sharon from now on, And the other characters feels like, Bullseye could replace Gwenpool, and Hawkeye would be...
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Could be the new Miles Morales for World Boss Legend. One more character. Who?
Gambit, baby.
Yes, Gambit. Gambit is something I was expecting to... I was expecting a Blast character to be able to clear Kang 70 without having a brilliant CTP. Because I don't have a brilliant energy or a brilliant distraction. Kang 70 is male Blast. And you have to use Cable with a brilliant distraction or brilliant energy, or else you can't clear it. It's really hard. And I was expecting a character to be able to clear it with Mighty. And I think Gambit is gonna be that thing exactly. So I probably gonna tier 4 him just to progress through World Boss Legend.
Yeah, I honestly kind of want to tier 4 Sharon and Gambit, and then maybe one of Bullseye or Hawkeye. So like they like a lot of them seem interesting to me. I don't know.
Yeah, me too, to be honest.
Than usual. Like more than Agent Venom or Hulkbuster, like these guys.
Yeah, true. I mean, every single character seems to have value as a damage dealer, and this is important. And also, every single character can give you one aspect of the game that we're missing. We're missing a good female blast. We're missing an alternative to Miles Morales for speed, male, and we had Gwenpool after Mystique, which is really dry bucket of characters to choose for speed villain, and both characters are not performing really well. It's one of the only days that you can't actually get 18 million real easy. So I'm looking forward to see for the new update. But yes, we went through everything.
Yeah, 2024 was an interesting year.
Okay, so let's go into a fast forward through all the updates and make a ranking for each of us.
My top 10, okay.
Let's start from the worst one for you.
Okay, worst one's got to be Goblin Queen. Then second worst is Invincible Iron Man for sure.
Makes sense.
Number 8, Fantastic Four, Black Swan. We haven't seen it yet, but we have to make a guess. So I think Wastelanders, this update coming up in December, is probably going to be number 6. But in the top 5, there's a lot of good stuff. So I think the Sentry update comes at number 5. Then you have the Annihilators update. We talked about Gladiator. Then my top 3 would be Deadpool Wolverine, Symbiote Spider-Man, and all stuff like that. And then I think the What If Zombies with Doctor Strange and Zombie Survival Game Mode gotta be my number 1. How about you?
True. Feels really, we're close. Our opinions. I feel like the worst was Iron Man. Goblin Queen was a cash grab 100%, and it's my number 9. After that, I would say Fantastic Four. Black Swan update was kind of dry too. Sentry. After that, I would say Wastelanders, Annihilators. The third is Deadpool and Wolverine. What If Zombies was my number 2. So as a big fan of symbiotes, this must be my number 1 update, So, as a closer, Happy New Year. I wish you to be to have health, you and your family.
Best health and wealth for you and yours. Yes, sir.
And also, Merry Christmas to you guys, everyone out there watching.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
I wish 2025 found us with interesting game modes that gonna make people hook up with the game even more. Less paywall things. I wish 2025 bring us even more interesting and unique things on Marvel Future Fight. What's your wishes for the game?
That's a pretty good wish list. I want to keep mine short and sweet. I think we need my wish list for 2025 Marvel Future Fight would be better rewards in PvP, particularly Conquest and Timeline Battle. Improve the rewards there. And then I hope that they continue the current trend, the recent trend of having well-balanced tier 4s. I don't want to see more Hulkbusters and Echoes and these kinds of like loser tier 4s that we have, no use for from day one.
Thank you again for being here. Thank you for spending time with me and Athena, the CEO of the channel. She's behind the camera, but she's doing all the hard job.
Mastermind.
Yeah, this is the true mastermind. Kisses in your faces. Kisses in your faces. Kisses in your faces.